I've been making some short form content recently, but I wanted to get into some more long form stuff as I feel like there's quite a bit going on in the background of my life and a lot of things are changing, and I want to document that journey. So, there's something to look back on for myself, but also just document, the whole process of it. Currently, I'm a full-time tattoo artist, but as I said, there's a lot going on behind in the background. And that is, becoming a dad, my endurance running journey, and also wanting to live a more intentional and in some ways slower paced life, but just more intentional and meaningful life. So I got into tattooing 4.5 years ago. I was never like an artsy kid myself or anything, but I started teaching myself how to draw through YouTube, and I did buy a course in how to draw realism. I started doing that in September 2020. As I said, just from watching YouTube and stuff, and then during COVID. I was living in Melbourne at the time. Melbourne was locked down pretty bad. It was actually the most locked down city in the world in terms of like period of time. And taught myself how to draw. Had a friend that was teaching himself how to tattoo. He kind of J'd me up, and then thanks to him, had a crack at it and pursued it. I applied for apprenticeship 4 times with this one studio that I really wanted to get into. And from there, finally got that. And then from there did my tattoo apprenticeship, and now I've been tattooing for 3.5 years. I've now moved back to the Gold Coast, where I'm originally from in Australia, and now with my fiance and my 15-month-old son. And so now life is just back on the coast, close to family, tattooing full time. And I have recently, over the past 3 to 4 months, got really back into like my fitness, always kind of been on and off, but I started running because, I want to be a capable, fit father, and I want to be an example for my son and the other kids we'll have in the future. Life right now, we live on the beautiful Gold Coast, right near the water, tattooing, family time's really big, and just working on my fitness. And through all of this, through this fitness journey and the running journey, now I've just become obsessed, and I've got some really big goals and aspirations with endurance running. I've just raced my first 10K event on the weekend. The next race will be a half marathon in October. This has been a massive shift in life, mindset, everything. Like, I have struggled with drug addiction, alcohol addiction. I still do have a few drinks here and there. Drugs are no longer a part of my life, and I plan on keeping it that way, and just wanting to show up and be the best dad I can for my son and partner for my fiance. With that, there's also some other big goals by wanting to, live an intentional and slow life. Over the next few years, end of this year, we will be buying our first property, and then from there we have goals of owning land further out west from the Gold Coast in Queensland, and our plan is to actually start a regenerative farm. I've always loved the country myself. Jamie loves it as well. Her family's originally from out in the country, but we both just enjoy it, and just with how crazy the world's also getting, it's just kind of the way we see it is a way that we can give our children a more intentional life, and a life where their faces aren't just going to be buried into screens. Technology has a place, but it's not everything, and we just want to live a more intentional and present life with our son Austin and our other children that we aim to have. Right now, the channel is going to be mainly based around, what's currently happening. So tattooing, the progression of endurance running from a 10K into all the way up to doing 100-kilometer ultras, and family, fatherhood, some vloggy sort of stuff around, again, tattooing, family, running, fitness, and just mindset, all of that kind of as a whole. I don't have everything figured out yet, but I thought it would be really cool to document this journey. One, for myself to look back on. I'm really goal driven, especially when my mindset's in the right place, and especially with, kicking some of these bad habits. But posting these videos, if you enjoy them or any of this sounds like what you'd be interested in, follow along. And yeah, let's see what I can do with this.